there you go.
Hi, Mr. Tyler, or Mr. Farmer. I just want to verify you were born on October 14th of 1986. Is that correct?
I believe so.
I believe so. Well, I keep getting that all day. Okay. Do you think you're about 36 years old?
I'm 36 yet, no, I'm 35.
Okay. So you're here on 2022 MM7991AO. It's a charge of trespass. Was this something that we wanted to resolve today, or did we want to set it off?
I didn't get a chance to speak to him in the wheelchair. But the offer from the state was 5 days with credit. Is it 2? Does he have 2 days? Okay. With credit for 2 and no return to 124 West Pine Street adjudication. I don't know if I said that right. Mr. Farmer, is that something you want to resolve?
Can I leave today?
No, you have to do 3 more days.
All right, that's fine.
He would like to accept the state's offer for plea of no contest, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Farmer, can I get you to just raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm that you'll tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Mr. Farmer, you did sign the plea form. Did you have any questions about any of the rights that are on the form?
No,
You could put your hand down. Thank you, sir. She indicated you wanted to enter a plea of no contest. Has anybody forced you or threatened you to do that today?
no,
And you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, entering into a plea today could subject you to deportation. You don't understand, or you do
I
understand?
do, I do.
Okay. So, sir, at this time, I'll go ahead and accept your plea. I am going to adjudicate you guilty. I'm going to sentence you to 5 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days that you previously served. I'm going to order that you not return back to that 7-Eleven on Pine Street. There are court costs, but I'll go ahead and give you a full year to pay those monies back. Do you have any questions for me?
No,
Okay, sir, you're all set. Thank you. Good luck to you.
Oh,
Him? Yeah. He seemed much more mellow in here. Okay. Gabriella Boyer?
Boyer? Boyer, is that you?
Come on this side, Mama. Thank you. Hi, good afternoon, Miss Boyer. Is your date of birth September 20th of 1997?
Yes.
Okay. Ma'am, you're here on 2022 CF 13804AO. I did review the charging affidavit in this case. Actually, there's 2. I'm going to find that there is probable cause for the burglary of the structure and criminal mischief. The criminal mischief is in case number 2022 MM8002AO. I'll go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you on both cases. I'm going to stay the bond at $3,500 on the CF case, and I'll keep the bond set at $500 on the MM case. The only additional things is that you're to not return back to that location and have no contact with the co-defendant in this case. Okay? Good luck to you, ma'am. Thank you. Malachi Rogers?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Rogers, is your date of birth January 13th of 2002?
Yes, ma'am.
So you're here on 2022 CF 13778AO. I have reviewed the charging affidavit. I do find that there's probable cause. Did you want me to appoint the public defender's office to represent you? Or are you gonna hire your own attorney?
Can I get one appointed until, in case I do get one?
Yeah, I can go ahead and appoint them, and then if you hire somebody later, they can just take them off.
Yes, no?
Okay, so we'll go ahead and appoint the public defender's office to represent you. I am gonna go ahead and, stay the bond at $5,000. And you're all set, okay? Good luck to you, sir. Thank you.
Oh, we haven't discharged yet?
Turn.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they're definitely at lunch. It's 12. I think I should call just in case they haven't gone
What
yet.
was the case number for this case?
22 CF 13778.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. This is Laura Bretania, certified Spanish interpreter, previously sworn.
Hey, it's Martha Adams out at the jail. I have 2 Spanish cases. Would you be willing to do them now, or do you want me to call you back later?
Yes, I can do them now.
Oh, thank you so much. Give me 1 second. Okay, while she's talking to that defendant, the first case I have is Jubileo, Jubileo Garcia Justo, Justo, case number 2022 CT 1854 AW. And then, would this be the second case, the arraignment? Second Spanish, yeah. And then, so after that would be the second case, it's an arraignment on a JHOSTYM, is the first name, Julian Sanchez Ramos. That case number is 2022 MM 7582AO.
Your Honor,
Thank you.
Your Honor, with regard to the first Spanish case, the state did make an offer of a withhold and credit time served.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and are you Mr. Garcia Justo? Okay, we're gonna put some headphones on you in just a second. Okay, and Madam Interpreter, he does have the headphones on.
Sí,
There is contact, Your Honor.
escucho.
Mr. Garcia, you are here on a charge of no valid driver's license. Would you like to try to resolve this case today? Or did you want me to just go ahead and set a bond with you and you try to get out of jail and take care of it later?
Necesito salir de aquí lo más pronto y necesito, sí tengo dinero para pagar la fianza.
I need to get out of here as soon as possible, and I do have money to pay the bond.
Okay, so just so you understand what's going on, the state did make an offer if you wanted to resolve your case today. It would be a withhold of adjudication and court cost. The court costs are $301, and I would give you a year to pay that back. If you would like to bond out, I'll keep your bond stayed at $1,000. And you can bond out, but then you'll have to come back to court and deal with the case later. But I can appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you could stay in contact with them. What do you think you would prefer to do?
necesito resolverlo hoy.
I need to resolve this today.
Okay. So the public defender, she's standing next to you. She's not necessarily your lawyer right now, but she can answer any legal questions that you have. Her biggest question, though, is going to be, are you currently on probation anywhere, like in Texas?
¿Qué le puedo decir? Primeramente, disculpa, ¿verdad? Pero sí necesito un abogado para que me iba a sacar de aquí y estoy dispuesto a pagar la fianza. Y más bien, ando dinero en mi tarjeta, mi cartera también ando efectivo.
I apologize, but yes, I need an attorney to get out of here, and I have the money to pay the bonds. I have a card.
So, Madam Interpreter, could you please explain to the client that the bond is 1,000? He is from Texas, so he's probably going to have to post the entire 1,000 to get out.
Está bien.
The offer from the state is credit time served, so if he's been in here for 2 days, he'd get credit for the 2 days he's already served. And as the judge stated, he would have a year to pay court costs and the case goes away.
Pero lo que digo, necesito pagar la fianza mejor y salir de aquí.
I think that it's better to pay the bond and get out of here.
Okay.
Okay, and Mr. Garcia, we can do that. I just want to make sure you understand, the attorney is correct because you're from Texas and it's a smaller amount. I know $1,000 isn't a small amount, but in terms of bonds, it's a fairly small amount. You may have to pay that full amount in cash to get out, or at least 10% with some collateral, a surety bond. But please, the most important thing I need to make you aware of is that we're going to set your arraignment in probably about 10 to 15 days. And if you don't come back to court and deal with the case at that time, they're going to forfeit that money that you paid, and there's going to be a warrant issued for your arrest. So I understand you want to get out of here right now, but I just want to make sure you understand, if we don't resolve the case today, you do have to come back and resolve the case.
Ujú. Sí, lo resolvemos. No, usted no se preocupe. Yo cumplo la regla y pues para no tener problemas con la ley, ¿verdad? Y como le digo siempre, disculpa también porque es que traía prisa y ahí para allá, pues el error cometemos cualquiera, ¿verdad?
Yes, let's resolve this. And I will comply with all the rules and all the laws. And again, I apologize. You know, I was in a hurry, and you know, all of us, we make mistakes.
Absolutely. This is not the worst thing in the world. So what I'm understanding from you is that you would like to resolve it today. We'll enter the plea, you'll get out, and I'll give you a year to pay the money. Is that correct?
Está bien.
It's fine.
So she had you sign the plea form here at the bottom, and we're entering a plea of no contest on your behalf. Has anybody forced you or threatened you to do that today?
No, fíjese que fue una despedida, vine a visitar a mis hermanos y nos despedimos bien, ¿verdad? No sé, fue lo que pasó.
No, I just came here to say goodbye to my brothers, and we had we saw each other, we said our goodbyes, and that's what happened.
Okay. And I will go ahead and accept your plea. I'm going to withhold adjudication. I'll give you credit for the 1 day that you served previously in jail. I'll release you from this charge. There are court costs. Like I said, they're $301, but I'll give you a year to pay that back. Okay, sir, you are all set. Good luck.
Gracias, muchas gracias.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, Madam Interpreter, that second case is the Hostum Julian Sanchez Ramos. And we're going to put some headphones on him. And he has them on now.
Sí,
There is contact, Your Honor.
Sir, you're here on 2022 MM 7582AO. It is a charge of trespass. Public Defender's Office represents you. I'm showing you currently have 22 days time served. Were you wanting to try to resolve this case, or did you want to set it off for later?
Your Honor, the offer was a withhold, credit time served, no return to 1356 Econ Trail, and court costs. And Mr. Sanchez Ramos would like to accept it into a plea of no contest. The attorney did speak with him, Your Honor. Right here.
Okay, sir, if you could just sign the plea form for me. Now, Mr. Sanchez, the plea form that you signed, it has all of the rights that you would be giving up to enter a plea here today. Did you have any questions about those rights?
sí, ¿esto se resolvería a qué fecha o a qué tiempo? ¿Cómo sería el proceso?
Yes. When would this be resolved? What date? How would the process be?
So we're going to resolve it right now because you've told me that you want to enter a plea of no contest. Has anybody forced you to do that today?
No.
And you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, entering a plea today could subject you to deportation?
A deportación, pero yo tengo estatus migratorio y yo no he hecho nada malo así, de verdad, un error lo comete cualquiera y yo la verdad no tengo, o sea, malas intenciones ni nada acá en Estados Unidos, no tengo expedientes penales, o sea, como antecedentes penales en mi país o algo.
It was a yes or no question.
Sí, sí entiendo.
Yes, yes, I understand.
Okay. So, sir, I was going to try to answer you and resolve it all at the same time. Because you've entered this plea, I'll go ahead and accept your plea. I'm going to withhold adjudication. I'll sentence you to 22 days in jail with credit for the 22 days that you've been here. So I'm going to release you from this charge and this charge only. I am going to remind you not to return back to that location, the 1356 Econolachi Trail. And then there's court cost of $273. That money, I'll give you a year to pay it back. So my thought is, once you leave here, they'll just finish up some paperwork with you and you should be released shortly. And then you have a year to pay the money back. Do you have any other questions?
Muchísimas gracias, solo me asusté porque dijeron deportación. Gracias.
Thank you very much. I was just scared because they mentioned deportation. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Madam Interpreter. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Take care. Have a wonderful lunch.
Bye, you as well.
Bye. Dyson is the one we're gonna pass. Okay, so I'll put him over here. Ah, I see.
Yes, ma'am.
So now I'm gonna assume we're at Roderick Chambers?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Chambers. I do show the Public Defender's Office represents you. This is on 2022 MM 6926AO. It's a charge of battery. Were we going to be able to resolve it, or should I give him a pretrial date?
Dates, please, Your
Date,
Honor.
please, Your Honor. Thank you.
Pretrial?
We're gonna enter, not guilty, Your Honor.
Okay. So, Mr. Chambers, I'm going to go ahead and give you a pretrial date. That's in Division 50 with Judge
Call
McGinnis.
the attorney.
January 6th at 9 o'clock.
And your attorney will get back to you between now and that date, okay? Good luck to you, sir. Thank you. And sir, are you Nathaniel Cushing?
Yes, Your Honor. My name's Nathaniel Cushing, and I'd like to represent myself.
Okay. Well, you're here on 2022 MM 71660. I do show that a judge previous to this did appoint the Public Defender's Office, but you're here for an arraignment on a charge of trespass. I show you have 40 days. Did you want to try to resolve it today?
Yes.
Okay. Was the offer
A withhold credit time served.
and no return?
I think it's a hospital, so I don't do no returns when it's a hospital. I think it's Advent Health, I think.
I usually just say don't go back to the hospital unless you're needing treatment. But
That
I
leaves-
don't really know how you would do that, so, yeah, I get you.
So just,
So, Mr. Cushing, so really it's just the state's offered you a withhold of adjudication. We give you credit for the time that you spent in jail today. You would get released as long as this is the only thing that's holding you. And then the 200 and, well, it's actually, it'll be a little bit more than that. The about $300, I give you a year to pay it back. If you don't pay it off in a year, they'll try to suspend your driver's license.
Sure.
You want to do that? Okay, can you just sign that plea form for me? Mr. Cushing, can I get you to raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm that you'll tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. You can put your hand down. So I watched you sign the plea form, and you've circled that you want to enter a plea of no contest. Has anybody forced you or threatened you to do that today?
No.
And you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, entering a plea today could subject you to deportation?
I am a U.S. citizen.
Okay, perfect. So, sir, I'm going to go ahead and accept your plea. I will withhold adjudication. I'm going to sentence you to 40 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for the 40 days that you've previously served. I'll go ahead and release you from this charge and this charge only. Like I said, there are the court costs, and I'll go ahead and give you a full year to pay that back. Do you have any questions?
Nope.
Okay, good luck to you, sir. Thank you. Next, this should be Deandra Ellington. Okay, good afternoon, Ms. Ellington. You're here on 2022 MM 7480AO. It's a charge of violation of pretrial release on a domestic violence case. I do show you have 27 days, and the Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you.
we're gonna enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor. There's no offer today.
So, ma'am, we'll get you a pretrial conference in Division 50,
January 6th at 9 o'clock.
and you'll see your attorney before then, okay? Good luck to you, ma'am. Thank you. Anthony Harris.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Harris. You're here on 2022 MM 7369AO. It's a charge of trespass. You do have 30 days time served, and the Public Defender's Office represents you.
We're gonna enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor. He has an eval pending.
Okay. So, Mr. Harris, I'm going to get you a pretrial conference. That's going to be actually in my division, is Division 83, and it's December 12th? December 12th at 8:30. So, Ms. Altuan will probably come see you before then, okay?
All right.
Okay, good luck, sir.
Excuse
Thank-
me, is this,
Court?
have trespass for how many days?
Well, it looks like you've been here for 30 days.
Right.
Yeah, so, but I don't think they have an offer for you right now. I think Ms. Altawan wanted you to talk to somebody before she had you enter a plea.
Additionally, Your Honor, he's not getting out. He has no bond on an out-on-bond case.
Okay. So this isn't the only thing holding you.
Oh, what's that holding me?
Just another case? I'm not sure what it is. I bet the COs would be able to tell you downstairs.
Indecent exposure.
Oh, so, you said December 12th, who be coming to see me?
Yes, sir.
Who?
Uh-huh.
I said, who did you say be coming to see me December 12th?
You're gonna come see, Ms. Altawan will make sure that you come and see me that day. Uh-huh, down at the courthouse.
Thank you.
Okay, go the other way. Yep, you're good, thank you. Hi, good afternoon, sir. Are you David Arthur Smith?
Yes, ma'am.
And sir, you're here on 2022 MM 7332AO. It's a charge of resisting without. He's got 32 days with the public defender.
Mr. Oh, okay. Your Honor. Oh, yeah, I did say you. Where's my offers? The offer from the state is an adjudication, credit time served. And Mr. Smith would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest.
Okay. Mr. Smith, can you just sign the plea form for me at the bottom there? And can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm that you'll tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, thank you. So, Mr. Smith, we watched you sign the plea form. Did you have any questions about any of the rights on the form? Your attorney says you're going to enter a plea of no contest. Has anybody forced you or threatened you to do that today?
No, ma'am.
And sir, you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, entering into a plea could subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sir, I will go ahead and accept your plea. I'll adjudicate you guilty. I'm going to sentence you to 32 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for the 32 days that you previously served. I'll go ahead and release you from this charge and this charge only. There are going to be some court costs assessed, but I'll go ahead and give you a full year to pay that back. If you don't pay it off in a year, they'll try to suspend your license, so you can always write to me if you need some additional time.
Yes,
Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you're set. Thank you. Jose Torna? Good afternoon, Mr. Torna. You're here on 2022 MM 6958, a charge of resisting an officer without violence. I do show you have 48 days.
So many cases, they're gonna do a global. I'm just gonna add to all your points. I'm gonna enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor. He has
Okay.
multiple cases.
Okay, so we'll do a plea of not guilty. This is going to be in Division 81 with a pretrial conference.
It'll be January 6th at 9 o'clock in courtroom 6B.
Okay, so now we're on misdemeanor pleables, and I have Michael Anthony Davis. Okay, Mr. Davis, good afternoon. I just want to verify you were born December 27th of 1969.
Yes.
Sir, you're here on 2022 MM 799780. It is a charge of trespass. Did you want to see if we could try to resolve your case today?
Yeah.
Your Honor, the offer from the state is an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return to 6201 International Drive. In court costs, Mr. Davis would like to accept the state's offer and enter a plea of no contest.
Okay, Mr. Davis, can you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm you'll tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. So I'm being handed your plea form that you signed in open court. Any questions about any of the rights on the form? And she says you want to enter a plea of no contest. Did anybody force you or threaten you to do that?
No.
And finally, sir, you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, entering this plea could subject you to deportation.
Yes.
Okay. Sir, I will go ahead and accept your plea. Excuse me. I will adjudicate you guilty. I'm going to sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for the 2 days that you previously served. I'll go ahead and release you from this charge and this charge only. I'm going to order that you not return back to that location at 6201 International Drive. And then there are court costs, but I'll give you a year to pay that back. Do you have any questions?
How much is the court cost?
Court costs are $273. If you don't pay it off in a year, they'll try to suspend your driver's license. If that's an issue for you, you can always write to me and I'll extend out some more time if you need it. Okay, good luck to you, sir. Thank you. Dewan Dennis?
Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Are you Mr. Dennis?
Yes, ma'am.
And were you born on January 17th in 1978?
Yes, ma'am.
I have you here on 2022 MM 8000AO. It's a charge of trespass. Were we going to try to resolve this today?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Your Honor, the offer from the state is an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return to 6510 West Colonial Drive in court costs. Mr. Dennis would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest.
Okay. And sir, can you raise your right hand? You swear or affirm that you'll tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. So I'm being handed the plea form that you signed in open court. Any questions about any of the rights on the form?
No, ma'am.
And she says you'd like to enter a plea of no contest. Has anybody forced you or threatened you to do that today?
No, ma'am.
And you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, entering into this plea could subject you to deportation.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, I'll go ahead and adjudicate you guilty. I'll give you credit for the 2 days that you served previously in the Orange County Jail. I'm going to release you from this charge and this charge only. I'm going to order you not return back to that hotel at the 6510 West Colonial Drive, and then court costs, which I'll give you a year to pay back. That'll come to $273. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you're all set. Good luck to you, sir. Thank you. Next, I have Joshua Bernard Jenkins. Okay. So on Mr. Jenkins' case, do you want me to go ahead and appoint the PD and we'll waive?
Yes, Your Honor.
So on Mr. Jenkins in 2022 MM 7982AO, I did find that there's probable cause for the charge of battery. I'll stay the bond at $500. I'm going to order that he have no contact with the alleged victim in this case. Division 81, and appoint the PD.
Your Honor, can I also ask for no weapons, no firearms? I think he picked up a stick to hit him with.
Yes, I'll go ahead and add that he's not to possess any weapons or firearms.
Thank you.
Oops, excuse me, sorry. Okay. And now this should be, is it Nayla? Nyla. And, Asensio.
She has an attorney.
She has an attorney? Okay. Here? WebEx, you think? No, I'm gonna go with BRC. 1.
Welcome to an Acano meeting. You are entering the meeting now.
There's nobody.
You are the only participant.
Ms. Asensio, who's your attorney?
It's
Conti?
Kirch Cosby.
Kirch.
Okay. There's not much I can do. When you failed to appear for an arraignment, Judge Allen issued a warrant and your bond was set at $2,000. Unfortunately, Judge Allen's the only one that can change that bond amount. So even if your attorney were here, there's not much we can do. But let me see if I can get them on the phone, okay?
And there's an offer to actually resolve the case from the state, Your Honor. She had an attorney, but they did offer withhold credit time served, ICC within 60 days and no return to the mall at Millennia. There's also a cost investigation of $100 to the Orlando Police Department.
Okay, let me see if we can get her attorney then.
Okay. Can we recall the case, Your Honor?
I'm sorry?
Can we recall it at a later time?
Sure, I
Just
think
today.
she's on the phone with somebody, so I was just gonna. On this, hopefully. Okay, apparently her attorney's getting on right now. How long should I give them?
I can do, if you want to wait, Your Honor, I can go ahead and do Dyson. I'm ready for the plea on Dyson if you want to, I don't know.
Okay, who, is this Mr. Hinkle behind her? Why don't I at least talk to Mr. Hinkle? Can, Mrs. Sensio, can you just switch with Mr. Hinkle? Mr. Hinkle, I just want to verify your date of birth is August 10th of 1990?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, go ahead, you can sign it. So while you're signing that, I'm showing that this was, you got picked up on 2022 MM558880. It was a failure to appear for pretrial conference on a petty theft and a trespass. So we did set a bond, but I'm guessing he'd like to take the state's offer?
Yes, the offer is a withhold, is that right? Okay.
That's what the ASA said, yes.
A withhold, credit time served, no return to 300 Tradeport Drive. There's a cost of investigation in the amount of $219.28 to the Orlando Police Department, as well as court costs. And Mr. Hinkle would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest.
Okay. Mr. Hinkle, can I get you to raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm that you'll tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So I do have the plea form that you signed. Any questions about the rights on the form? No? And she says you'd like to enter a plea of no contest. Has anybody forced you or threatened you to do that today?
No, ma'am.
And you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, entering into a plea today could subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
And how many days does he have total?
37.
37? Okay. So, Mr. Hinkle, at this time, I will withhold adjudication as to counts 1 and 2. sentencing you to 37 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for the 37 days that you've previously served. I'll go ahead and release you from these charges and these charges only. I'm going to order that you not return back to 300 Tradeport Drive. There are court costs, along with the cost of investigation of $219.28 to the Orlando Police Department. All of the monetary amounts, I'll give you a year to pay back. If you don't pay it off in a year, they'll try to suspend your driver's license. If that's an issue for you, you can always write to me and I'll give you some additional time. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, sir, you're all set. Good luck. Thank you. He says he's on. What is he on? Because I have call, BRC. We agree this is BRC 1, right?
At least BRC.
I mean, this is the only courtroom we use anymore.
Welcome to an Econo meeting. You are entering the meeting now. You are the only participant.
The only other thing I could think of is that he's in my courtroom, but he doesn't know my name, does he? Yeah, what I was in was Cisco. I've got Osceola Jail, interpreter. I can see if he's in my WebEx room, but I really doubt that he is. Mm-mm. Sure. I have a feeling he's not going to take an offer without him being here. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Judge Fay. My apologies. I was having some difficulties getting in the link, and every time that I go in there, it tells me I'm the only participant, and I waited. There was nothing else done.
No, that's okay. It's a little confusing this afternoon. I do have your client in court with me, and she is here on a failure to appear. Judge Allen has the KPS set at $2,000. Unfortunately, Judge Allen's the only one that can change that amount. However, the state had made an offer if she wanted to resolve the case. I just didn't want to do anything without you being present. So do you want me to just tell her that her bond's the $2,000 and let you get with Judge Allen to try to work it out? Or did you want to try to resolve her case today?
I believe that she might qualify for pretrial diversion. I can speak to the state about that. But as far as what we wanted to do for purposes of today was to ask the court to quash the KPS and to reinstate the bond. We spoke to the bonds, the bond company, Moncrief Bell Bonds, and they agreed to have the bond reinstated. The court without that.
Okay, I think what I heard you say is you wanted me to change the bond amount or reinstate the bond?
Not to reinstate it, not change it. I believe it was 2,000 before, and we're not asking that it be a different amount. Simply to reinstate the bond.
Okay, give me 1 second.
And the Moncrief Bell Bond company, we spoke to them. It's Kelsey Nicholson that we spoke to, and they have no issue with the court. Court is inclined to reinstate the bond to keep it that way.
My concern is Judge Allen is very particular about who touches her cases. So, let me just look at something briefly. So it looks like
No problem.
this was a case that
Your Honor, if I may I ask the state a quick question if they're able to hear me, please?
I'm just having a hard time hearing you. I apologize. Ask the question of what?
No, it's okay. I'm asking you, is it possible to ask the state if this particular client qualifies for the pretrial diversion program?
I don't know. So we do things a little bit different out here. I have attorneys that are only assigned to the jail, and all they do are initial appearances. So I don't know if she's going to have the full information that she needs, but I can tell you I saw something, but your client may be the only one that can answer that. I do show that she has a petty theft arrest as a juvenile. Did she do a diversion program to make that one go away?
Program like jury duty or community service?
Mm-hmm, something like that where they said, if you do this and you complete it, we'll drop the charges?
Yes, I did community service.
Yeah. So more than likely, because she's done a diversionary type program before, unless Ms. Worrell's changed the conditions, I don't know that she would apply for or be able to get another charge, especially considering it's for the same type of charge. My concern is that, so when your client was arrested, she was given an arraignment date of November 17th to appear.
And I think we did file our notice of appearance, but for some reason, it was not showing that we were the attorney of record for her. We filed our notice of appearance on November 14th with a plea of not guilty, demand for discovery, and waiving reading the charges.
Yeah, so it looks like notice was sent to your client and to the Moncrief Bail Bonds setting her arraignment for November 1st at 1 o'clock. And then when she failed to appear, let me just see who issued the KPS. Oh, Judge Allen herself issued the KPS and set the bond at $2,000. So, sir, I really apologize, but I don't have the ability to change a KPS or to reinstate the bond, not when Judge Allen did that. There's case law on that, and she's very particular about her cases. What I can do is tell you that your client does have a $2,000 bond, and you can certainly get with Judge Allen, and since there is an offer, talk to the state attorney and try to get on her docket as soon as possible.
Okay, will I be able to have another company post the bond for her so that way she can be released, Your Honor?
Will you be able to what?
To have another bond company post the bond for her so she can be released?
Where's the mic? Where's the speaker? Is it this one?
He asking.
Can you just say that one more time and just be a little bit louder?
Yes, I was asking, will I be able to just get another bond company to post the bond so she can be released instead of having to stay until Judge Allen hears this case?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Because when she failed to appear, Judge Allen revoked the bond that Moncrief had on it. So you can either go back to Moncrief and ask them if they'll bond her again, or you can go to a different bonding or a different bail bond.
Okay. I think I'm going to do that, to have her, to see if we can have her bond out.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and she's been listening to everything that we've said, so she knows she's got the $2,000 bond, and then I'll let you get with Judge Allen and her assistant state attorney to see if you want to try to resolve it later. Okay?
No problem. Thank you so much, Your Honor, for taking me over the phone. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome, sir. Good luck to you. Thank you. Okay, ma'am, you're all set. Thank you.
Whenever you're ready, Your Honor, I'm ready for Dyson.
Okay. Is this Samantha Marie Johnston?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Johnson, you were born on nope, that would be today's date. You were born on January 23rd of 1993, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this was a failure to appear in Division 50 with Judge McGinnis for trial on November 8th. He has set your bond in the amount of $5,000. I'll go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you if they weren't previously appointed. Oh, Mr. Taylor? Okay. So Mr. Taylor is your attorney. Have you ever talked to Mr. Taylor?
I don't even know.
No? Okay. Well, I'll have my judicial assistant reach out to Mr. Taylor and tell him that you got picked up on the warrant. You do have a bond, so you can try to make the bond, but I'll also let him know that you're here and that you would like to speak to him, okay? Okay.
Actually, what's
Okay, good afternoon. Are you Julia Pupilsprout?
Yes.
Okay, and ma'am, were you born on April 24th of 1999?
Yes.
Okay. So, ma'am, this is a failure to appear for an arraignment back in February of 2020. You do have bonds set on count 1 at $2,500 and $500 on count 2. You show her with an attorney or no?
There's no attorney.
No, so I'll go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you on the charges. And then you have dates. She'll get dates. She was a failure to appear at arraignment, so we'll get her a new, not for an arraignment. Okay, so you'll get a new arraignment date when you bond out, but just stay in contact with your attorney because they may be able to waive that appearance, but you got to talk to them before you do that. Okay, you're all set. Thank you.
Stanley Walker is mental health.
Okay. Mr. Walker had 2 cases.
I'll wait. He's a competent
Okay. So on 2021 MM 6478AO, that was a failure to appear. For a competency hearing on October 11th, it says mental health pretrial release if defendant qualifies. If not, then we can let Judge Bigney know. And then it looks like he also has 2022 MM 7985AO. I'll go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office. I'll keep the bond set at $500.
Your Honor, can I get no return for both of those cases, please?
Yes, ma'am, and no return for both. Okay, good afternoon, sir. Are you Adam, is it Lerma?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Lerma, were you born on December 17th of 1989?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So I have a bunch of cases out of Division 85. Did he have an attorney previously in any of those? I would assume yes. No? Okay. So, Mr. Lerma, do you want me to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you on all these charges? Or are you going to hire your own attorney?
Public defender would be fine.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office. The 2008 CT 6559AO, that is a failure to appear on a Dwillis. Doesn't say what he failed to appear at. But you do have a bond in the amount of $2,500 on that case. Then in 2019, CT 1688AO, that is also a failure to appear on a Dwillis, and it has a bond in the amount of $1,000 with Division 85. The third case I have is 2008 CT 6558AO. That's Division 85, failure to appear for no registration. The bond on that is $2,500. In 2012 CT 9745AO, a failure to appear on a driving while license suspended or revoked with a $2,500 bond. And then the last case I have is 2017 CT 8098AO. Another failure to appear for driving while license suspended or revoked, and it has a $2,500 bond. So, sir, you can make bond, but we did appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you, and they can also try to work with you and see if we can try to resolve them or do something.
May I speak?
What do you need to ask me?
I came to court on September for these same.
Talk about the failure.
So let me just say this, if there's a miscommunication, the only person that can change these warrants is Judge Allen. So if you came to court and there was a misunderstanding and these warrants shouldn't have been issued, or there was something that happened, you've got to get with your public defender so that they can get you back in front of her, because she's the only one that can change this.
This is at the courthouse, correct?
Right. Okay, good luck, sir. Thank you. Devontae Sanchez? Okay. And were you born July 16th of 1995? Okay. So this is case number 2022 CT 6725AO. That is for a charge of driving while license suspended or revoked. It's in Division 83. I'll go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. I'll keep your bond stayed at $500. Then this is also an arrest warrant for a violation of probation for a DUI out of Osceola County. And that one has your bond set at none. I'll again appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you, and you're all set, okay? Good luck, thank you. Okay, good afternoon, sir. Are you Vern Robert Anderson?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Anderson, were you born on November 30th of 1986?
That's correct.
Okay. So, sir, I have an arrest warrant here when you failed to appear for a pretrial conference on March 1st of 2022. The judge set your bond at none. I would assume he already has the PD. So we'll go ahead, you have the public defender's office, so they'll get with that judge and try to work out something for you, okay? Good luck to you, sir. Thank you. Okay. So on Antoine Andrews, I have case number 2022 CF 13805AO. Is this the one?
It's a co-defendant case. Ms. Boyer, we saw earlier.
I thought this was with Gabriella Boyer.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, but Mr. Williams was, yeah, there are a whole bunch of them in there. But I looked up Mr. Andrews' case with Mr. Parnell in Division 14. They hadn't filed on those charges, and it looks like he got out in September for a 33-day motion.
That is correct, Your Honor. With regard to 22 CF 9859, defendant was arrested August 23rd and formal charges have not been filed.
So in regards to the case that he's here for today, that he got arrested today, I am finding that there's probable cause. There's actually two cases. So the first one with the CF case number, the 22 CF 13805, I will go ahead and stay the bond at $3,500. Then it looks like the criminal mischief charge was an add-on. That's in 2022 MM 8003AO. I'll go ahead and stay the bond at $500. I am going to order that he not return back to that location and he have no contact with the co-defendants in this case. I think I was based on that. What were the state's thoughts about revoking the bond on the case that he's out on bond for?
Your Honor, as it's been over 3 months and the state has not made a filing decision, I have no objection to no action.
Okay, I'll go ahead and take no action then. And if I didn't say it before, I appoint the PD on the charges. Okay, and I would assume this is Tabitha, is it Byhot?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that how you say it?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
And were you born on February 2nd in 1985?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, ma'am, you're here on 2022 CF 13799AO. I did review the charging affidavit. I am finding probable cause for the possession of methamphetamines and possession of cocaine. Hold on. So, let me just look at one thing here. There we go.
You call your attorney.
So here's what I'll do. I'll keep the bond stayed at 1,000 on count 1 and 1,000 on count 2. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. As you are currently out on bond in 2022 CF 12944AO, I realize nothing's been charged yet, but part of that is because the arrest was just in November the 4th. It looks like you bonded out on the 23rd.
Yes, ma'am.
Does the state have a preference one way or the other? Or thoughts about revoking the bond?
Your Honor, based on the defendant's history, it does allege that there is some drug abuse history. I would ask that you revoke and double.
Okay. So, ma'am, what I will do is go ahead and I'll revoke the bond in 2022 CF 12944AO, but I will double the amount to 2,200. I'm assuming it's probably 2,000 on count one and 200 on the other, maybe. It's they only put one amount. Because you want it split up, right? You have it split up. So yeah, I'll do count one will be $2,000 and count two will be $200. Okay? Good luck to you, Miss. Thank you. Jamie Bridges?
Dyson, Your Honor. That's Dyson, Your Honor.
Oh, this is Mr. Dyson. Okay, thank you. Okay, so did we figure out Mr. Dyson's?
Yes, Your Honor, I had a mix-up with Hunter. And I'll explain that right after this. But Mr. Dyson, the offer from the state and case number 2022 CT 4938AO is an adjudication of guilt, credit, time served, and court costs, and I believe they're amending to a no valid driver's license.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, that's under 322.03 sub 1.
Yes, Your Honor. Sounds reasonable.
And then I do have his other cases. Are we resolving those or?
My understanding, Your Honor, in exchange for a plea on 22 CT 4938, which is being amended to the no valid driver's license, the state is going to null pros cases 22 CT 4939 and also 22 CT 4940.
Okay, excellent. So, Mr. Dyson, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm that you will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, sir, I do have a plea form here. It is for an amended charge of no valid driver's license. And you signed the bottom of the plea form. Any questions about any of the rights that are on the plea form?
No, ma'am.
And do you understand, you entered plea of no contest. Has anybody forced you or threatened you?
No, ma'am.
And you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, entering into a plea could subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, sir, I'm going to go ahead and accept your plea to the amended charge. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 92 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for the 92 days that you've previously served. I'll release you from this charge and this charge only. There are going to be court costs, and I will go ahead and give you a full year to pay that money back. If you don't pay it off in a year, they'll suspend your driver's license.
Can that be a year from release, Your Honor? He has to go to DLC.
Oh, well, all it's going to do is suspend his driver's license, which is already suspended, so I don't know that it makes that big of a difference. He's going to have, it's not, well, it may because it'll add the interest. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and say you have a year to pay from your release from any incarceration.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And then the state did drop the other two charges, so, sir, this should resolve all of the traffic cases in Division 83. Okay? Good luck to you, sir. Thank you. Okay, good afternoon, Ms. Bridges. Is your date of birth August 7th of 1985?
Yes.
Okay. You're here on two cases. I have one which was an arrest warrant that was signed by Judge Tennis. That's in 2022 CF 8628AO. Judge Tennis found probable cause. I will go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. She set your bond in the amount of $1,000. However, I am going to add that you have no contact with the co-defendant in that case, Michael Flowers or Diana Winters, and that you not return back to the Lowe's.
Your Honor, as she qualifies for pretrial release and she's on Social Security disability, I would ask for pretrial release as to both cases.
Does the state have any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay. So, ma'am, instead of the monetary amount, I'll go ahead and reduce that to pretrial release. So you don't have to pay money to get out, but I will include the conditions with the no return to Lowe's and the no contact with the co-defendants. And then in case number 2022 MM 8001AO for the charge of trespass, that is a $500 bond. I'll go ahead and reduce that to pretrial release as well, with the conditions that you not return back to the Orlando Motel on West Colonial Drive, and that you not have any contact with the co-defendant, in this case, DeJuan Dennis. Okay, good luck to you, ma'am. Thank you. Is this Eric Burns?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Burns. Were you born on September 13th of 1987?
Yes, ma'am.
So, Mr. Burns, this is an arrest warrant case that was signed by Judge Lattimore. She determined that there was probable cause. She set the bond at none, but it's my understanding he is entitled to a bond.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Let me ask you this one question first, though. Were you wanting to have the public defender appointed to represent you, or are you going to hire your own attorney?
Honestly, Your Honor, I don't really know anything about how the law works. I'm gonna get an attorney for the situation at hand, but I wanted to have somebody represent me here to see about getting a bond.
Well, I'll definitely give you a bond. You're entitled to a bond no matter what. My concern is that you make too much money to get a public defender. So I just want to make sure you understand, because you get paid yearly, is that correct?
My job
It's a salary?
is commission based only, so I don't, they just told me to give them a number.
Okay.
I don't, like I sell solar panels,
Well, then let me ask you this. How often do you get paid at your job?
depends on how often I sell. Like during, of course, hurricane and all that, COVID, I didn't make any money. So that, it depends on how much I sell. It's literally, if you don't sell, you don't get paid.
When's the last time you got a paycheck?
A few months ago,
Okay. And,
like September,
I'm sorry,
or like in September.
about September? And was it like a windfall, or, I mean, did you get a ton of money, or how much money do you think you got in that last check?
I got like 3,500
Okay.
for a sale.
Okay, so let's do this. I can tell she was I think she was having the same problem I was. So let's say,
I don't make much.
and you don't have any children, correct?
I have a son. I have to live with. She asked me, did I have any children that lived with me?
Do you pay child support for them? How many children?
One.
One? Okay, well, based on what you've told me, I think that you do qualify for the public defenders. So I will go ahead and appoint them to represent you. That being said, now let me look at this. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, sir, is I am finding, well, like I said, Judge Lattimore found probable cause. We'll appoint the public defender's office. I'm gonna set your bond at $5,000. I am gonna order that you have no contact with the alleged victim in this case. Is there any reason that you need to go back to your dad's workplace? Like, do you give him rides to work?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so how about we just stay away?
Only time I was up there.
Okay, you don't have to tell me anything more. Let's just not go back there anymore, and then that'll take care of that as well, okay? And I am gonna order that you not possess any weapons or firearms. Anything else from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Next, I have Carter. Are you Jatan Carter? And sir, were you born on September 11th of 1974?
Yes.
Okay. So this is case number 2022 CF 13793AO. I did read the charging affidavit. I am finding that there's probable cause for the charge of possession of methamphetamine. I will go ahead and stay the bond at $1,000. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. The bigger issue, obviously, Mr. Carter, is that you're currently out on bond for the exact same charge in case number 2022 CF 12586AO. It looks like that was an arrest date from October 27th, and you bonded out on the 4th of November.
Your Honor, he has limited criminal history similarly to the other, he has out-of-state history, I didn't see that. However, being that it's a nonviolent offense, I would ask that you consider revoking and doubling as opposed to holding him at no bond.
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay. So, sir, what I'll do is I will revoke the bond in the previous case, the 2022 CF 12586AO, but I will give you a bond amount in the amount of $10,000. And Mr. Cole is your attorney on that case, and I'm sure they'll let him know. Okay? Good luck to you, sir. Thank you. Next, I have Anudi. You're gonna have to help me.
He refused.
He refused? Okay. So I will go ahead on his case, and that's in 2022 CF 13801. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office. I have found probable cause. I will stay the bond amount at $2,500.
And I will waive, Your Honor.
And the PD will waive his appearance. David Lee Davis? Refused? Are you guys like having a party downstairs and they're having so much fun they don't want to come see me? No? Okay. So in 2022 CF 13794AO, I will go ahead and find probable cause for possession of methamphetamine. I will stay the bond at $1,000, appoint the Public Defender's Office, and she'll waive his appearance, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. How about Angela Deal?
She bonded, Your Honor.
She bonded? Okay. So I'm gonna guess that this is Adrienne Fournier? Ms. Fournier, were you born on August 31st of 1983? Okay. So, ma'am, you're here on 2022 CF 13795AO. It is for a charge of possession of MDMA. I am finding that there's probable cause. I will go ahead and set your bond, or keep your bond set at $1,000 and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. I did look, it looks like you had just gotten arrested on the 20th of November and bonded out on the 25th in case number 2022 MM 7839AO.
Yes, ma'am.
Being that they're unrelated offenses, Your Honor, I'd ask that you take no action. She has very limited criminal history. Only other crime I see is gun theft. So I just ask that you take no action on the out on bond as they're not related.
State's position?
Revoke and double, Your Honor. I would say that they probably are related, considering what this offense is, and also because it's so close in time between when she was convicted of a petty theft and then 2 months later was arrested for another petty theft. I would ask that you revoke and double.
I don't know the charges.
Ms. Fournier, part of my concern is that you got out of jail so fast, or you got out of jail and then immediately picked up new law violations. It makes it very difficult for your attorney to argue too much.
Can I speak?
You can, but I will tell you that anything that you say can be used against you. And so Ms. George really doesn't want you to talk about the facts of the case. Is there something that you want to tell her?
That's fine. I never had a drug charge in my life, ever.
Just say that one more time.
I never had a drug charge in my life, and I never, ever got in trouble for drugs, no nothing before. Sorry. I'm trying to get my life straight on a job, you know?
Let me ask you a question. The police department listed you as transient. Do you have a place to stay? No?
For a whole year, I've been homeless, and it's been stressful.
How, if you don't mind me asking, how were you able to get a surety bond on the theft charge from November?
Oh, my mom helped me.
Your mom helps you?
That's
Where's your
why-
mom live?
In Puerto Rico, but she is sick. She cannot help me no more, because she helped me last time on Friday. And I don't got no family here. That's why I'm homeless. I don't got nobody, and I'm being, as it took bad luck for a whole year. And I had an interview today for a job at 1 p.m. today. I'm trying to, do better too.
Okay, give me 1 second. Hold on. I helped write that administrative order for PTR. I knew it was going to come back and bite me one day. Ms. Fournier, here's what I'll do. I will take no action on the MM case, but I can assure you that if you get arrested again,
No, I promise I won't.
okay, you need to be careful who you hang out with and what you're doing.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good luck to you. Thank you. Karina Gomez, is that you?
Yeah, it's me.
And were you born December 5th of 1991?
Correct.
So I have to tell you that this would be when I said that was the worst charging affidavit was earlier, no, this would be it.
Oh, yes.
I have no idea what she got charged with a
PBO.
PBO, and then when you read the charging affidavit.
It says nothing. If I could have the 24 hours, please, Your Honor.
Yeah, I'd like to see Deputy Sinyicki myself and ask him or her what the heck they think. Because there used to be law enforcement videos, saw drunk, arrested, same, and they would use that to train the officers not to do that. And so looks like he read this one. So, Ms. Gomez, here's the thing. You got charged with the case that's punishable by life in the Department of Corrections. It means that you're not entitled to a bond. The problem is the charging affidavit for which they arrested you for, it lists some vague things, but it really doesn't back up what they've charged you with. The state's asking me for 24 hours to see if they can get some more information. It does mean I'm going to hold you, but technically you're not entitled to a bond if I had found probable cause. The problem is I just can't find it right now. But all it means is I'll bring you back tomorrow. If we can't find the probable cause, then we'll talk about trying to let you out or on your own recognizance or something else. So it sounds bad, but at least I'm going to bring you back tomorrow and hopefully we'll figure something out, okay?
Tomorrow.
What time will you see me tomorrow?
Yeah.
Probably in the afternoon again, right? No, in the morning. Actually, I'll see you in the morning.
So I cannot get a bond now.
You can't get a bond right now, but I will see you in the morning. Okay? Okay.
Thank you.
And then, hey, do me a favor while you're thinking about it, because you're not qualifying for the public defender's office. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. Did you want to have the public defender's office represent you, or were you going to try to hire your own attorney?
Why do I not qualify for it?
Right now, it's showing that you make too much money, but we can talk about it tomorrow.
Oh, okay. I mean,
I'm assuming you're not making any money while you're in jail, correct?
not.
Okay, we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Also, because I'm from out of state, I'm from Georgia. As far as the bond goes, normally for what they're trying to charge me, it's obviously I don't know what the bonds are. If that's
So let's just say, for example, you got charged with possession of cocaine, and the bond amount on that is normally $1,000. Because you're from Georgia, we might double it to $2,000. But what they've charged you with, the bond is none. It doesn't matter where you're from.
For that bond, I mean, what is that? Because I know I did read through the paperwork and it doesn't make any sense.
Right, so that's why I'm letting the state get some more information to see if we can try to make it make sense, or otherwise we have to let you out.
Okay,
Okay?
appreciate it.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you. Darius Holly? Mr. Holly, good afternoon. Were you born October 29th of 1992?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you're here on case number 2022 CF 8814AO. This is a warrant that was signed by Judge Wilson for violation of pretrial release. She has 2 counts with both set at none. I will go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you, and they can try to get you in front of her for a bond hearing, okay? Good luck to you, sir. Thank you.
So I went, I gotta wait to see my judge.
It's as soon as they get you in front of her.
When do you think that'll be?
Technically, the state has 90 days to file on the charge, so I'm not really sure. But talk to your PD, okay? Thank you. Marcus Johnson? Mr. Johnson, were you born on September 23rd of 1987? Is that correct? Okay. So, So am I understanding this correctly? He's on felony probation right now?
Yes.
So this would technically violate that probation? Not that any violations have been filed yet, but
Yes.
okay.
Yes. Oh, I don't know. But we're just in the add-on charges.
I'm sorry?
We're just addressing the add-on charges.
Oh, these are add-on charges? Oh, I see the add-on there. So what's he,
Robbery, sudden snatching, and the exposure of sexual organs.
right, but what's he in jail right now on?
Oh. It's for the violation.
Oh, is that what all these are? The violation of probation, the resisting?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, it just, there was like nothing, so it was a little confusing to me. So, Mr. Johnson, I did review the charging affidavit. There's probable cause. Based on the other charges and that this is an add-on, I'll go ahead and stay the bond amounts at $1,000 on count 1 and $100 on count 2. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you, but I am going to order that you have no contact with any of the alleged victims or witnesses in this case.
Excuse me, Judge. I have more charges.
Yes. She just told you exposure sexual organs and robbery and snatching allegedly and exposing oneself.
I have to say one more thing, Judge, about the resisting without violence.
Are you Adam Lepak?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Were you born on April 8th of 1981?
Yes, Judge.
You're here on 2022 CF 1379780. I am finding probable cause for possession of methamphetamine and possession of fentanyl. Let me ask you this, though. So the affidavit of insolvency indicates you have a salaried job. Do you just get paid the same amount every month? Or every 2 weeks, however often you get paid? Or does it go up and down, or?
It goes up and down, but that would be the base.
So you're automatically gonna bring home 45,000 every year, and then if you get bonuses, it's just more?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So technically, you don't qualify for the Public Defender's Office. You actually make too much money. Do you have any children?
I do.
Oh,
He's
Do the,
18 though.
I'm sorry?
He's 18 though.
He's 18. Oh, that's why. Well, he could still be a dependent. These days, they can stay on your life road until 25. Do you still pay for him? Like, do you pay for him to, does he go to school? Does he work?
He's working, but we're getting ready to go back into school.
Okay.
Getting ready to start college at UCF.
How much can he make for up to a year? Undependent. 18,000? I think these are old numbers, don't you? Right, no, but I mean, when's the last time that got updated? Oh, this year? Okay. I swear downtown they give you more money, but, yeah, I don't know that you're gonna qualify, but let's do this. Because I don't know that that's necessarily gonna be a problem for you, because he does qualify for pretrial release. Do you think you can bond out?
I'm sorry?
You haven't bonded out yet, but do you think you can bond out?
I'm having trouble getting in touch with family. My mom is older, and she's in Miami. I spoke to her last night, but that was the last I spoke to her, and I'm frankly worried about her.
Okay. So he does qualify for pretrial release. Does the state have any objection to me doing that?
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay. So, Mr. Lepak, let's do this. I am finding probable cause, but instead of bonding you out with money, I'll put you on pretrial release.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That means you don't have to bond out with cash, but you are going to be supervised by pretrial services.
Yes, ma'am.
The conditions are that you're not to possess any illicit substances, and they may test you based on that to make sure that you're not doing that. But then that way, I don't feel as bad about not giving you a public defender. So you may just want to call some lawyers in the local area and see if they can help you.
Will do.
Okay, good luck to you, sir. Thank you.
Your Honor, are you ordering the random urinalysis?
Yes, let's order that. I thought they did it. No, not necessarily. Okay, well, I will order it, so thank you.
Robert Lockey? Hello? Yeah, he refused, Your Honor.
He refused? Okay. So on Mr.
I will waive the appearance, Your Honor.
Okay, so on case number 22 CF 13806AO, I am finding probable cause. I'll go ahead and stay the bond amounts, appointing the public defender's office to represent him. Anything else from the state? No return, I guess?
It was at a Captain D's. I'm more concerned about contact with the victim, Your Honor.
Oh, that's right. This was,
He tried to get into her car.
was very odd. Yeah, so I will put that he's not to have any contact with the alleged victim in this case, Ms. Bond. And yeah, I'll leave it like that. Okay. And sir, are you William, is it Manish?
Yes,
And were you born November 20th of 1990? Okay.
Your Honor, in this case, do you have any facts? I don't have any facts in this case. I don't have a warrant, I don't have.
All I have is what they printed out, which looks like it looks like it's an arrest warrant from the Department of Corrections saying that there's a charge of escape and to hold him for no bond on behalf of the Florida Department of Corrections.
So, I'd ask that you reset for tomorrow, Your Honor, for us to get the facts of the case. I don't have any information, we don't know if it's in fact PC, I don't have anything.
Your Honor, was the warrant signed by a judge?
So in the teletype here, it says inmate William Minash? Minash, thank you. Escaped from Orlando Bridge on September 1st of 2022 while serving sentence out of Palm Beach County for charges of grand theft of a motor vehicle, burglary, criminal mischief. Inmate is wanted for the unserved portion of that sentence. For additional information, contact the Florida Department of Corrections Fugitive Unit. I'm assuming the bridge is the drug treatment facility, correct? I didn't think it was open anymore. So they're alleging that he got sent to the bridge as part of his DOC sentence, and then he escaped from there. So it's the warrant. I don't know when you guys can test a warrant normally or a capias, how does that work?
Well, the issue is that, Your Honor, there's been issues with the warrants. If we can't read the warrants, we can't advocate for our clients. I don't have any information. Even if I put his name in the system, I don't see anything. So there's nothing.
Well, if I put him in the Department of Corrections, I come back with a picture of him, and it shows that, let's see.
No, I understand that, Your Honor, but however, I don't have, the same way we get affidavits when people are arrested, I have nothing to contest if that is in fact true. I don't have it, the dates, times, locations. I don't have anything to argue against what was said.
How would you argue against it? So let's say, for example, and I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm just trying to talk it out so I understand. If he failed to appear for something and Judge Wooten issued a capias, all you would get is the charging affidavit, and then you would get the next sheet of paper that would look like that shows the capias.
No, Your Honor, I can see the actual warrant, affidavit to issue the warrant. That's what I could see, an affidavit to issue the warrant.
I see what you're saying, the one that actually, yeah.
With this particular case, I have nothing.
Your Honor, and I understand defense's position. The issue is, however, that this is outside the norm. This is the Department of Corrections who are issuing the warrant, so, and it's escape. The alternative is to release him ROR?
No. I'm asking for more time so that you could obtain the information. I'm not asking to release him.
Okay, but if I can't get it tomorrow, or if the state can't get it tomorrow, because this is the Department of Corrections who has done this, and we don't know how long it may take before we get it to the clerk's side, because state does not have any information.
Yeah, see, the system here is just showing it out of county. Let me, can you ask him a question for me? So if you look at this page, it says he was captured on September 2nd at 11:54 p.m. Where the heck has he been? Or you can't tell me?
No, he doesn't know what they're talking about either, Your Honor. That's what I just asked. That's why he shook his head no. And that's, again, I don't have any information. My client, we just have a sheet of paper saying that this allegedly happened. He's stating he doesn't know what they're referring to. Without the actual facts, Your Honor.
I understand, but what I was going to suggest is, can we reach out to the Orlando Police Department and ask Officer Anderson where he came into contact with the defendant? What does the jail show? Because if you read this correctly, it looks like he got booked into the jail on September 3rd of 2022 at 1:06. Has he just been sitting around waiting for us to call him up? Do you show he's been lodged in the Orange County jail?
But sometimes when they have the bridge program, it'll be like a TDY. So they're like our inmate, they're just housed at a different location.
That's just weird.
It is.
I think we should start with OPD, because if he's saying he because the way I'm reading this, Officer Baylor Anderson says he lodged him into the Orange County Jail on September 3rd at 1:06 in the morning. And that he arrested him at 12:22 a.m. So I would think if Officer Anderson brought him to the jail on September 3rd, he should be able to tell us that.
I agree, Your Honor.
And then hopefully if he did, I would assume you would say, why did you arrest him? And he can say, because I got a teletype.
Mm-hmm.
But then the teletype, and this is me just, like I said, talking it through, but it's my understanding, like if somebody came to court and we say that there's a warrant out for their arrest, my deputies will actually have them sit down, they'll run the teletype, and they'll actually come back with, I think what you're talking about is the actual capias that'll show that. So it's my understanding that the officers do the same thing. When they meet with him on the street and they think he has a warrant, they have to verify that in fact he had a warrant for his arrest. So I still think Officer Anderson should be the one that should at least tell us where to start.
Yes.
Do you mind reaching out to him?
No, Your Honor, no.
I agree with you. You may not get the answers that we need, but I'm hoping that maybe we can start that way. So, Mr. Manash, what I will do is I will see you back here tomorrow and we'll see what we can find out, okay? Okay, thank you. Cornell, is it Moraine?
Rainy.
Moraine? And sir, were you born on March 14th of 2002?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So this was a warrant that was signed in case number 2022 CF 113629AO. Was signed by Judge Beamer for an incident alleged to have occurred on November 3rd for fleeing and attempting to elude in possession of cannabis greater than 20 grams. Chief determined probable cause. You are entitled to a bond on the fleeing and attempting to elude. 1 second. I was gonna go ahead and set the bond at, I know I read this one. At $2,000 on count 1. Judge Beamer set your bond at $1,500 on count 2. I'll go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You are currently out on bond in case number 2022 CF 9139AO. That's for carrying a concealed firearm.
He's in, from what I saw, you're in a pretrial diversion.
He is not, Your Honor.
Oh, no. That's what it was showing on my paper.
He's not in pretrial diversion?
No.
Okay.
I think the ASA has suggested that he may refer him, but he's not been accepted into it.
Okay, okay. What's the state's position on the case that he's out on bond for?
He does have next to no history, Your Honor. I have no, but formal charges have been filed, so I have no objection to a revoke and double, Your Honor.
Okay.
I have pretrial diversion as well.
It doesn't look like he's out on a bond. Is he out on a ROR?
He said
Mine is showing pretrial diversion as well.
I will double check, but when I looked, he was referred yesterday. Right, so he was referred. He hasn't been accepted.
Right, and so you don't discharge a bond until he actually signs a contract. So it means he's got to be out on something, 9139. I think when I looked at it, I could see that Ms. Sullivan was his attorney. Oh, you know what it, it's the clerk, no offense, but it's the clerk's office. So in county court, you're not supposed to discharge the bond until they sign the contract. But it looks like they discharged the bond because they closed the case out immediately, even though he hasn't been accepted into the program. So the bond's discharged. So here's what I will do. I will go ahead and there's nothing really to, I mean, technically I'm revoking a discharged bond. So I'm not revoking anything, but I am going to set his bond in case number 2022 CF 913980. I'll set it to $4,000 at this time. And Ms. Sullivan will be advised. Okay, thank you. Okay, Kyle Mitchell. Mr. Mitchell, were you born on December 5th of 1993?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, sir, this, very odd to me. There is an arrest warrant. It was signed by Judge Whitehead. So it's for a charge of fleeing and attempting to elude. Judge Whitehead found probable cause. He also set your bond amount in the amount of $5,000. I'll go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. It does look like Judge Harris is looking for you.
Tomorrow, I have a private attorney, ma'am.
Yeah, who's your attorney?
Richard Escobar.
Okay. Have you talked to Mr. Escobar?
I think I have court tomorrow on the 30th to
Yeah.
handle everything. Because
Okay.
I'm a return from DOC, so I'll be going back right after this case is over with, ma'am.
Okay, so I think what will happen, sir, is they'll transport you over to court tomorrow unless somehow you bond out before then. But please do me a favor, if for some reason you do bond out tonight or before you have court, make sure you get with Mr. Escobar and either make sure you go to court tomorrow to see Judge Harris or just talk to your attorney. I just don't want you to get another warrant for failing to appear tomorrow if you
Can
get
you
out.
see that it is set? Because I talked to him about 2 weeks ago, and he said the 30th. So I just want to clarify that that is set tomorrow.
Let me just look real quick, hold on. No, oh, no, that's this chart. So confused. Oh, no, what happened is that, okay. Talk to Mr. Escobar because it looks like what happened was Judge Harris did a transport order to try to bring you over from the Department of Corrections to resolve the case and set it for November 30th. But then when you got served with the warrant, they then changed it to an in-jail arraignment date for December 8th. So just talk to Mr. Escobar. He can get with Judge Harris, or this is actually, yeah, it's in her division, and try to see if he can get you to resolve this sooner so you continue to get gain time. And don't listen to me because they're not going to let you out, so.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Mr. Nguyen?
How you doing today, Your Honor?
I'm well, sir. Were you born January 27th of 1975?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sir, this is an arrest warrant in 2022 CF 13639AO. It was signed by Judge Beamer. She found probable cause. Did you want me to appoint the public defender's office to represent you, or were you going to hire your own?
Is this a new charge?
It looks, yes, sir. It looks like it's an add-on charge for an arrest warrant that was alleged to have occurred on November 7th for a charge of robbery. She has set your bond in the amount of $2,500.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll go ahead and appoint the public defender just in case, okay?
Your Honor, was there a no return?
I will order a no return
Thank you.
and no contact. How about Vernon Payton?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Payton, were you born April 11th of 1992?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is also an add-on signed by Judge Young. It's for charges of introducing contraband into a county facility, 2 counts, and possession of cocaine. That's in 2022 CF 13769AO. Did you want me to appoint the public defender?
Excuse me, ma'am.
You said yes? Public defender? Okay, so we'll go ahead and appoint the public defender. Your bonds are set at $1,000 on count 1, 1,000 on count 2, and 1,000 on count 3. Okay, next I have, Ms. Pryor? Ms. Pryor, how do you say your first name?
Shakira Pryor.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And were you born on December 13th of 1992?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, ma'am, this is an arrest warrant. It was signed by Judge Duckworth for incidents alleged to have occurred on September 29th in case number 2022 CF 11984AO. There's 2 counts. Well, there's an account of aggravated battery with the firearm, aggravated assault with a firearm, and possession of firearm with an altered serial number. He did set the bond at count 3 of $1,000. Aggravated battery with a firearm.
It's an F2, Your Honor. She is entitled to a bond. The same for count 2, which is an F3.
Yeah. So, to look at. Okay, so Ms. Pryor, what I will do is I am going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you on the charges. I will go ahead and set your bond in the amount of, let's say $5,000 on count 1, $1,000 on count 2, $1,000 on count 3. I am going to order that you have no contact with the alleged victims in this case, and you not possess any weapons or firearms, okay?
Yes,
Good
ma'am.
luck. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, I don't know if the defendant lives at Jernigan Gardens. If she does not, I would also ask for a no return.
So, ma'am, can you inquire of that?
No. No, she doesn't.
She doesn't?
What was the bond, Your Honor? I missed it, sorry.
So I said 5 on 1, 1 on 2, and 1 on 3.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Thank you.
Your Honor, can we also do a no weapons, no firearm?
I did. Didn't I do that?
Oh, yes, you did. I apologize.
It's okay. Manus Robinson? Good afternoon, Mr. Robinson. Were you born February 21st of 1952? Okay. So, sir, you are here on an arrest warrant that was signed by Judge John Beamer. He determined probable cause. That was on case number 2022 CF 13654AO. He has set your bond at $3,500 on count 1, and count 2 is $1,000. Did you want me to appoint the public defender to represent you?
What charge was?
This one's a burglary of a structure and grand theft third degree.
I haven't been here for that.
These look like these are extra charges. Do you have you're here on other charges. Do you have the PD on that case?
Yes.
Okay, let's go ahead and put the PD on this one too, and then that way they can help you with that.
Ms. Brooks,
Okay.
please.
I'm sorry?
Ms. Brooks, please. Can you reduce that bond for me, please, ma'am?
I can't reduce the bond because the judge issued the warrant, but they can get you back in front of the trial judge, okay?
Okay,
And then if you call your attorney, that's how they can do it.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. William Smith?
Yes, that's me.
Mr. Smith, were you born January 2nd of 1972?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Oh, this is the one, sorry. Give me 1 second here. Okay. So, Mr. Smith, this is an arrest warrant that was signed by Judge Chu. He determined that there was probable cause. That's in 2022 CF 10802AO. I will go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. I am going to set your bond in the amount of $5,000. I'm also going to order that you have no contact with the alleged victim in this case and that you not possess any weapons or firearms. And obviously, if you can't have any contact with the victim, you're not to return back to his residence or place of employment. Okay, next is Will Vernellis. Sir, were you born on September 27th of 1997? Okay. So, sir, this is an arrest warrant that was signed by Judge Denise Beamer in case number 2022 CF 13626AO. Now, I know that you're in jail on other charges. Do you have the public defender representing you on those charges? Did you want me to put him on this one as well? Okay, so I'll go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. She has set your bond at $1,500 and also ordered that you have no contact with the victim and no return to the scene. Okay, good luck to you, sir. Thank you. This would be Mark Victor.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Victor, were you born July 25th of 1968?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, sir, you're here for a failure to appear in 22 CF 333580. This is for a charge of possession of cocaine. It looks like the judge set your bond at none when you failed to appear. I will go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office if they were not previously appointed, okay?
We are. Yes, ma'am.
They were, but I don't know who my public defender is.
Okay, she just gave you a piece of paper. You should be able to reach out to them, and they'll probably get in touch with you as well.
Okay.
Thank you. And Dominique Wright? And is your date of birth March 2nd of 1986? Okay. So I have you here on case number 22CF3111AO. This is a capias for failing to appear at a pretrial conference on November 1st. The judge in Division 10 set your bond at none. And does she already have the PD? Conflict attorney? Okay, so I'll keep them, well, I think technically I have to appoint the public defender and then they have to come off of it. So, or no, if they've already had it, sorry. Thinking of new law violations, sorry. We'll get your regional conflict attorney notified that you're here with the no bond and try to get you a bond hearing in front of the judge, okay? Good luck, thank you. Is that everything?
Your Honor, we had I had a plea for an arraignment plea for it was supposed to be an arraignment for a Hunter Devontae. He's in your division, Your Honor. The confusion is that he's incarcerated, but he was set for an in-jail arraignment yesterday downtown in your courtroom. I don't know how that happened. But he has a global plea. Could we have him heard tomorrow? The state already has the offer. I don't know how he was set downtown because he's incarcerated.
No, my JA would have, if she thought she would have set him out here, it could be that it just got set on the wrong, because this is the only docket I have. I don't have a docket downtown. So I think her intent was to put it on my docket here.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so we just want to set it for tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the case number?
Yes, Your Honor. It will be case numbers 2021 CT 2026 AW, 2022 CT 6522 AO, and 2022 CT 5624 AO.
Yeah, because usually what happens, my state attorneys and PDs, when they find out I'm out here, they try to resolve all my NGO cases.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll ask the clerks if we can put these on for tomorrow. And what was the defendant's name again, just so I write that to you?
Hunter Devontae, DEVANTE.
Okay. And not, Hunter is his first name?
His last name, Your Honor.
Hunter, comma, Devontae. Okay, perfect, thank you. Okay, we will be in recess until tomorrow. Thank you. Good morning, this is Judge Martha Adams. I'm out at the jail with initial appearances. The first case I have, and actually only Spanish case I have this morning, is 2022 MM 7998 AO. The defendant is Martin Martinez. He does have the headset on.
There is contact, Your Honor.
I am just going to inquire, I believe his wife is here. And, ma'am, are you Los Pales?
Sí,
Do you hablas inglés?
muy poco. My English little.
Okay. So, Madam Interpreter, I'm going to take the headphones off of Mr. Martinez, and how about we do everything over the speakers?
Yes.
Okay. So first, I'm going to ask Mrs. Martinez, can she raise her right hand?
Señora Martínez, por favor, levante la mano derecha.
Do you swear or affirm that you will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Pero y promete que el testimonio que va a prestar será la verdad, solamente la verdad y nada más que la verdad.
Sí.
Okay.
Yes.
You may put your hand down. Thank you.
Gracias. Puede bajar la mano.
So, Ms. Martinez, you are the alleged victim in this case. I do know you went to the hospital. How are you feeling this morning?
Señora Martínez, usted es la presunta víctima en este caso. Yo sé que usted fue al hospital. ¿Cómo se siente hoy?
Mejor.
I feel better.
Okay. So normally, ma'am, I issue no contact orders between you and your husband. Are you here because you agree with that order, or did you want something different?
Señora, usualmente yo prohíbo el contacto entre usted y su esposo. ¿Usted se encuentra aquí esta mañana porque eso es lo que usted desea que suceda? ¿O acaso prefiere algo diferente?
Me llamaron estando en el hospital que tenía que acudir hoy a la corte y por eso estoy aquí.
I'm here because they called me while I was at the hospital and they told me that I had to be here today.
Okay. I don't know that you had to be here today, but we definitely appreciate you being here today. How long, actually, let me let you translate that, sorry.
No sé si usted tenía que estar obligatoriamente aquí hoy, pero le agradecemos mucho su presencia.
How long have you and your husband been married?
¿Cuánto tiempo llevan ustedes casados?
3 años, 3 años y como 4 meses.
3 years and approximately 4 months.
Okay. Do you have any children together?
¿Ustedes tienen hijos en común?
Sí, 1.
Yes, one.
One. And how old is that child?
¿Qué edad tiene ese menor?
1 año y 6 meses.
1 year and 6 months.
Was that child present last night when this incident occurred?
Anoche, cuando ocurrió el incidente, ¿el menor se encontraba presente?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you feel safe with your husband coming home, or would you prefer that maybe he stay away for a little bit longer?
Señora, ¿usted se sentiría segura si su esposo regresa al hogar o acaso prefiere usted que él se mantenga alejado un poco más de tiempo?
Que se mantenga alejado de mí y de mi hijo.
I want him to stay away from me and my child.
Okay. Are you going to stay at your house, or are you going to go someplace else? You have the right to stay at your house, but I just wanted to check.
Señora, ¿usted se va a quedar en su casa o se va a ir a algún otro sitio? Usted tiene derecho a quedarse en su casa, pero le quiero preguntar.
Me voy a quedar en mi casa.
I'm going to stay at my house.
Okay. So, Mr. Martinez, I just want to verify you were born on March 31st of 1968?
Señor Martínez, quiero corroborar. ¿Usted nació el 31 de marzo de 1968?
Yes, sí.
Yes.
Okay, well, I have reviewed the charging affidavit in this case, and I do find that there's probable cause.
Habiendo repasado el documento acusatorio, determino que existen indicios de criminalidad.
I will go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you.
Designo al abogado de oficio para que les represente.
At this time, I'm going to issue a no contact order between you and your wife and your child.
En este momento se emite una orden de prohibición de contacto entre usted, su esposa y su hijo o hija.
That's what that order is that's in front of you. I'm just asking you to sign it so that you acknowledge that you are not to have any contact with your wife or child.
Ese es el documento que tiene usted al frente suyo. Le voy a pedir por favor que lo firme y es para que usted reconozca que se le ha prohibido tener todo tipo de contacto con su esposa y su hijo o hija.
I'm not saying that this has to be forever, but for right now, the two of you could use some time apart. And until a judge changes this order, you can get arrested if you violate it.
Yo no estoy diciendo que esto es para siempre, pero por el momento a ambos le conviene pasar un tiempo separados y hasta que un juez no cambie esta orden, se le prohíbe el contacto con ella y si incumple con esta orden, usted podría ser arrestado.
Now, because I've issued this no contact order, do you have someplace else that you can stay?
Señor, se ha emitido esta orden de prohibición de contacto. ¿Usted tiene algún lugar donde se pueda quedar?
No, no tengo.
No, I don't.
Well, you're going to need to find someplace to stay, even if it's a temporary hotel or even just staying on a friend's couch for a while.
Bueno, usted va a tener que conseguir un lugar donde quedarse. Puede ser temporariamente en un hotel o puede ser que tenga que quedarse en el sofá en casa de alguna amistad.
Yo no tengo amigos, yo vengo de Miami y no tengo dinero conmigo. Lo único que tengo son $200. El resto del dinero, todo ellos se lo quitaron, me lo quitaron todo. No tengo nada.
I have no friends. I come from Miami. I have no money. I only have $200. Everything else they took away from me.
Okay, well,
Yo no estoy viendo bien porque yo tuve una lesión en mi ojo. Yo no miro bien ahora, no estoy viendo totalmente bien. Así usted esté parado enfrente de mí, yo no puedo ver bien, no miro bien. Llevo más de casi un mes, no me han atendido ningún doctor. Tenía un appointment, no sé, ella es la que me ha ayudado con las cosas del doctor. Yo soy diabético.
Madam Interpreter, could you, I'm not sure what he's saying, but could you please advise the client not to talk about any of the facts of the case? We're only here as to bond conditions.
Señor, su abogada le está aconsejando que no hable acerca de los incidentes del caso. El propósito de la audiencia de hoy es meramente para hablar acerca de las condiciones y de la fianza. I'm going to interpret what he said. He said, I can't see clearly. I have been having issues with my eyes. If you're standing in front of me, I can't see you. And I had a doctor's appointment, but I can't remember the date. She's the one that has been helping me with my medical issues.
okay, well, sir, you sort of lost that privilege because I can look at your wife right now and maybe you can't see her, but she's not looking real good. And the allegations are that you're the one that did that to her. Now,
Bueno, señor, ese privilegio usted lo perdió, porque a lo mejor usted no la puede ver, pero yo sí estoy viendo a su esposa ahora mismo y ella no se ve bien.
give me 1 second. Miss Eugene, did you have any questions for his wife?
No, Your Honor.
Licenciada, ¿tiene usted alguna pregunta para la esposa? No, su señoría.
Miss George?
Licenciada George.
No, Your Honor.
No, su señoría.
So I am going to release you on pretrial release, but you're going to have to find someplace else to live. They will help you with that as much as they can. I will allow you to return one time to your home to retrieve any belongings that you may need with law enforcement officers.
Muy bien, señor. Entonces usted será puesto en libertad a través del programa de libertad provisional, pero tiene que conseguir otro lugar donde vivir. Puede ser que ellos le puedan ayudar con ello. Entonces se le permitirá regresar en una ocasión acompañado de las autoridades a recoger sus pertenencias.
I'm also going to order that you not possess any weapons or firearms.
También se le prohíbe la tenencia de todo tipo de armas y armas de fuego.
Ms. Martinez, do you have family here or any friends?
No.
Señora Martínez, ¿usted tiene aquí familiares o amistades?
Sí, mi mamá está conmigo. Me cuida a mi hijo.
Yes, my mother, she's with me and she helps me with my son.
Okay. Well, Ms. Martinez, you need to lean on her and be strong. This no contact order, it's really just a piece of paper that's telling him not to have any contact with you. The only way it has any teeth to it is if you call the police and let them know if he bothers you.
Señora Martínez, usted tiene ahora que apoyarse en su madre y ser fuerte, porque esta orden de prohibición de contacto es meramente un pedazo de papel que no tiene garras a menos de que usted se ponga en comunicación con la policía si él la molesta.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
¿Tiene usted alguna duda o alguna pregunta que hacerme?
No, por ahora no.
Not for now.
Okay.
Your Honor?
Yeah.
As you elicited testimony that the child was present, I believe DCF was probably called if they could comply with any DCF plan.
Yeah, Ms. Martinez and
Your
Mr.
Honor,
Martinez.
Let her
Oh,
translate.
sorry. Thank you.
Su señoría, como usted preguntó si el menor se encontraba presente y se le contestó que sí se encontraba presente, es muy probable que se haya puesto en comunicación con el Departamento de Niños y Familias y le voy a solicitar a su señoría que les ordene cumplir con con las condiciones del Departamento de Niños y Familias.
So yes, if DCF reaches out to either one of you, make sure that you get in contact with them. But specifically, Mr. Martinez, if DCF sets up a plan, you need to abide by that plan.
Sí, si el Departamento de Niños y Familias se pone en comunicación con ustedes, es importante que se pongan en comunicación con ellos y en particular al señor Martínez. Si el Departamento de Niños y Familias establece un plan, es importante que usted cumpla con él.
Okay, thank you both. Good luck.
Gracias a ambos y buena suerte.
No return. You can put both if you want. Okay, Madam Interpreter, that was the only case I have for this morning. Thank you for your help today.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Bye-bye. Okay, are you Jonathan Lee Crawford?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Crawford, were you born on September 20th of 1990?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is a warrant out of Columbia County. It looks like it's a 2020 CF 635, but that's out of Columbia. It's for a violation of probation signed by Judge Bryan, and he set your bond at none. So Columbia County will come and pick you up. And I just have 2 copies of it. Okay, yes, sir.
How long would it take for them to come grab me?
Usually, if it's other counties, they have 72 hours. If for some reason they don't come and pick you up within 72 hours, the jail usually notifies me and lets me know, and we bring you back here to figure out what's going on. But I know Judge Bryan, so I may call him and let him know that you're here, okay?
Yes, ma'am. And also, what violated my charges? What
Well, don't-
violated me?
don't-
Wait, I'm not talking about a case. Listen.
Okay,
What violated me? Everything is dismissed. I had a violation here. Everything is dismissed. Everything. So I don't know why I have a.
Okay, well, I'll let Judge Bryan know if he agrees, he may go ahead and dismiss the violation of probate. He's the only one that can do that, though.
Right, that's what I wanted, because you said you was gonna call him. I wanted you to let him know, because everything here was dismissed. No, it wasn't I plead get everything. It was a false accusation, misunderstanding. Everything was dismissed here.
Okay.
A violation and everything.
Well, I'll let him know, and I'll see what he wants to do, okay?
Yes, ma'am. And you said they have 3 days?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. And this would be Brandon Penn.
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Penn, is your date of birth October 23rd of 1992?
I believe so. Yeah, it is.
Okay. So this is a violation of probation regarding your probation out of Orlando. The bond has been set at none. This is in case number 2021 CF 3904AO, Division 17. I'll go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you, and they can get you in front of that judge as soon as possible, okay? Good
Appreciate
luck to
that.
you, sir. Thank you.
James Billings refused, Your Honor.
Okay.
I will waive, Your Honor.
So I read over the charging affidavit, well, the arrest warrant affidavit that Judge Young had signed. If I'm reading it properly, the burglary of a conveyance with assault or battery therein is a PBL, so he would not be entitled to bond on that charge, correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
So what I was inclined to do is go ahead and, for the new law violation in 2022, CF 13776 AO was set the bond at $3,000 on count 1. Count 2 will remain at no bond. Count 3 will be at $100. I'll ask that he have no contact with the alleged victim in this case and the two children that were present. And then I will just, unless the state has a strong preference, since the rest of them seem to be all drug charges, I would just take no action on the cases that he was out on bond for.
No objection.
Is that okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and if I didn't say it, I meant to, I appoint the public defender on the underlying cases, on the underlying case, the new case. Okay. He's on a no bond, so I really just wanted the no contact, because if he gets out, they'll put on all those other conditions. Okay, thank you. How about Robert Daniel Boyd?
You refuse, Your Honor.
Okay.
Waive, Your Honor.
Okay. So on this one, I just want to talk about something real quick. Okay, so, in case number 2022 CF 13784AO, probable cause was found by Judge Young. This is in Division 15. I am going to go ahead and set the bond on count 1 at $5,000. Count 2 had $5,000 by Judge Young. 3 will be $5,000 and 4 will be $1,000. I'll go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent him. He is to have no contact with the alleged victim or her sons. He's not to return to her location. He's not to possess any weapons or firearms. And then in regards to the resisting charge in case number 2022 MM 683AW, I'm finding probable cause. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent him. I'll keep the bond set at $1,000. Okay, thank you. Is this Murray Gibson? Okay, Mr. Gibson, good morning. Were you born on October 24th of 1968?
Yes.
Okay, so we are here on case number 2022 CF 13791AO. I am assuming that this is Pamela Isabel?
Isabel.
Okay, and ma'am, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm that you will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So, ma'am, it's my understanding that you and Mr. Gibson are engaged to be married, correct?
Correct.
And that you are living together?
Correct.
Okay. So normally, what I do discuss, if you heard before, I realized part of it was in Spanish, but I do normally issue no contact orders between the two parties. Are you here because you wrote an agreement with that, or did you want something different?
I, at this point, would wish to drop the charges and allow him to come back home.
Okay, so a couple of things. The state of Florida is the actual party that brings the charges. You're considered a witness. Obviously, you're a crucial witness for them, but they ultimately decide whether the charges are dropped or not.
Okay.
But you can definitely give them a call. They would be reaching out to you anyway through probably a victim advocate to contact you about your thoughts about it. My question is, if he does come home, are you feel comfortable with him doing that? You're not in fear?
I'm not in fear.
Okay.
And, I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, so I did review the charging affidavit. I don't know that they technically have enough for the felony. There's definitely enough for a battery charge.
That was the argument, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, if you will find probable cause for just the simple domestic violence battery, the appropriate statute is 784.03-10.
That's exactly what I'll do, so thank you. And then, is he not qualifying for PTR because of the charge or because you weren't able to verify the information?
His prints haven't cleared and we weren't able to verify anything yet.
Okay. So here's what I will do, and then I will go ahead, so I am finding there's probable cause, at least as to the battery. This is assigned to Division 12. Mr. Gibson, let me ask you a question. Were you wanting to have the Public Defender's Office appointed to represent you, or were you going to try to hire your own attorney?
Defender, please.
I'm sorry?
Public defender.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. When the staff in the back was helping you fill out this affidavit, they put that you get paid every week. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Do you get paid that same amount without fail every week, or does it kind of go up and down?
It fluctuates.
Okay. The $750 amount, would you say that that's like the average, or is that a high average or a low average?
That's about the average, though.
Okay. And you have no children?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. And then, the problem is you're not qualifying for the Public Defender's Office at this time. $750. I don't know how to get it down because you just make too much money, unfortunately. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna appoint the Public Defender's Office today because you really don't qualify, but I am gonna, I'll do this. I'm gonna set your bond at either $500 or pretrial release. I think once they get your fingerprints back and have a chat with you, you may qualify. But if you choose to just bond out on a straight bond, you can do that as well.
There's also a possible warrant that he has, so he wouldn't qualify if it is that warrant.
Okay, so if there's a warrant that's outstanding for you, then that would also prevent you from being qualified for PTR, but you still have the $500 bond. The only condition that I would impose is that you have no hostile contact with your fiance, that you not possess any illicit substances or alcoholic beverages, and that you not possess any weapons or firearms. Ma'am, do you have any questions for me?
No, ma'am.
How about? Do PTR or?
Ma'am, I just want him to come home at this point.
So it sounds like he can either bond out with a $500 bond, as long as there's not an outstanding warrant from him. They're just waiting to get his fingerprints back. He also may be able to bond out with pretrial release, which means he wouldn't have to post any monetary bond, but we just kind of have to wait and see.
Okay.
But you should be able to get him later today. And Mr. Gibson, did you have any questions for me?
No, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. Good luck to both of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Okay, I have Richard Allen Huckabee. Hi, good morning, Mr. Huckabee. Is your date of birth March 23rd of 1990?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, sir, you're here on case number 2022 CF 13803AO. There are two cases that I have in front of me. I have reviewed both charging affidavits. As to the new law violation that's in Division 12, I will go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you.
Yes, ma'am.
I am going to go ahead and set your bond at $5,000 on count 1, $150 on count 2, and $100 on count 3. You realize that without Ms. Villanueva being present here this morning, I do have to issue a no contact order. That order in front of you is just what it says. You're just signing it, acknowledging that you're aware that you're not to have any contact with her or the children that are in this case for right now. Obviously, that means you're not going to be able to return to your home You're going to need to maintain a separate residence, but I will allow you to return one time with law enforcement officers if you need to retrieve any belongings. You're also not to possess any weapons or firearms. And as DCF was contacted, I do need you to abide by any plans or orders that they put into place. Now, as to the violation of probation in 2017 CF 4753AO, I am going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you, but that bond will remain at none, but they can get you back in front of that judge as soon as possible to talk about a bond hearing if needed. Okay? Good luck to you, sir. Thank you.
Your Honor?
Yes.
Your Honor, the no contact, if it was just with the victim, could it be the victim and her children, please?
No, I said victim
Okay.
and children.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Hi, good morning, sir. Are you Nicholas, is it Leogas?
Yes, ma'am.
Did I say that properly?
Perfect.
Okay, thank you. Were you born on July 25th of 1960? Okay. So, sir, I have reviewed the charging affidavit in this case. I am finding that there's probable cause. Were you wanting me to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you? Or were you going to hire your own attorney?
I will hire my own attorney, yes.
Okay. Do you have an affidavit for him? No? Do you want me to appoint one for now until you hire your private attorney?
That would be okay, yeah.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and temporarily, I'll go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Now, Mr. Leogas, what I was gathering from the charging affidavit, and I don't want you to talk to me about the facts of the case, but it appeared that you and your girlfriend, while you do date, that you live in Illinois and she lives in Georgia.
Correct.
Okay, so you understand without her being here today, I have to issue a no contact order between the two of you. That piece of paper in front of you, the officer is gonna have you sign it. It's just you're acknowledging that you understand that you're not to have any contact with her until a judge tells you otherwise, okay? So all I'm gonna include as far as the conditions are that you obviously maintain a separate residence from her, the no contact, no weapons, no firearms, and I will go ahead and set the bond on this at $5,000, okay? Do you have any questions, sir?
About the bond, I own a house also in Orlando. It's not like I'm a flight risk. Is it possible you can bring it down a little bit because I don't have this kind of money available right away?
Based on the charges, no, that's probably what I would leave it at, but you can talk to a bondsman. If you do have a home, obviously you can get a surety bond and you only have to put up 10% in cash. Okay? Okay, good luck to you, sir. Thank you. Jordan Michelle Waller. Good morning, Ms. Waller. Is your date of birth May 22nd of 2001? Okay. So, Ms. Waller, I have reviewed the charging affidavit in this case, 2022 CF 13790AO. I am finding that there's probable cause. So you understand, obviously, without Ms. Hott here today, I have to issue a no contact order between the two of you. That piece of paper that's in front of you is just you signing it to acknowledge that you're not to have any contact with her until a judge tells you otherwise. Now, that's going to mean that you can't return back home to live with her. Do you have someplace else that you can live? Okay. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. I'm going to set your bond at $1,000. The no contact order is in effect. Obviously, that means you're not going to be able to return to your home, but I will allow you to do so one time with law enforcement officers so that you can retrieve any belongings. I'm also going to order that you not possess any weapons or firearms. Okay, good luck to you, ma'am. Thank you. Hi, good morning, sir. Are you David, is it Battalier?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you say it?
Batali, you said it right.
I said it right? Okay, thank you. And you were born on March 21st of 1999?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so we are here on case number 2022 MM7990AO, and in the box, is this Esther?
Yeah.
Okay, and you're his sister, correct?
Yes.
Okay, can I get you to raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that you will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay. So Esther, this is your brother. I know you guys are down here on vacation, and it seems like some stuff happened in the car. Normally, I issue a no contact order between the two of you. Are you comfortable with that, or did you want to try to see him and be with him?
No, I don't need a no contact.
You don't need the no contact, or you do?
I don't.
You don't?
Yeah.
So if I issue a no hostile contact where you guys can't fight or argue, you would be okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you, you live in Bethlehem. When are you going back to Pennsylvania?
It was depending on this now, the trial, so.
Okay, so hopefully today, tomorrow, the next, whenever. Okay. And are your mom and your sister still here?
Yes.
Oh, they're there? Okay, thank you. Okay. So here's what I can do. I'm gonna go ahead and find that there's probable cause for the battery. This is assigned to Division 50. I'll go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You do qualify for pretrial release, so that way you don't have to get out on a monetary bond. You can get out with pretrial services. The only condition that the only conditions that I will have is that you have no hostile contact with your sister and that you not possess any weapons or firearms. And then this would allow you to go back to Pennsylvania. And hopefully, if you stay in contact with your attorney, they can keep up with what's going on, so you don't have to keep flying back and forth until you're absolutely needed.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ma'am, do you have any questions?
For the trial, do we have to come back to Florida, or is there like an option for like a Zoom?
So what'll happen is you're the witness in this case, but the state of Florida is the one that brings the charges. You can reach out to the state attorney's office and talk to them. They can keep you apprised of what's going on. Ultimately, if it goes to trial, they would have to have you come back, but they would probably talk to you about how that would happen. But as for today, I'm gonna let him go. He'll get out probably in just a little bit, so you guys should be able to pick him up a little bit later and go back to Pennsylvania and not have to come back until somebody actually says, you know, this is exactly what we're doing.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay, you're both set. Thank you so much. Good luck. Okay, good morning, Mr. Foley. You are Jermaine Foley?
Yes.
And were you born on September 19th of 1984?
Yes.
Okay. So, sir, this is case number 2022 MM7979. I have reviewed the charging affidavit in this case. Mr. Foley, you understand without your girlfriend being present, I do have to issue a no contact order between you and the children at this time. That order that's in front of you is acknowledging that you understand that I've told you about the no contact order. It cannot be changed until the judge actually changes it. If you do violate that order, you can get picked up for a new law violation as well as violating the conditions of your release. That being said, you do qualify for pretrial release. I am going to go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. The pretrial release will allow you to get out without having to post a monetary bond, but the conditions are that obviously you have the no contact. That means you're not going to be able to return back to the home that you share with her or the children, but I will allow you to do so one time with law enforcement officers. I'm also going to order that you not possess any weapons or firearms, and because DCF was contacted, you do need to abide by any plan that they have put into place. Do you have any questions for me? No, ma'am. Okay. Okay, you're all set. Good luck to you, sir. Thank you.
India Ross is mental health.
Okay. So on Ms. Ross, I did note on the charge that she's currently out on bond, that her attorney, Mr. Blythe, filed a motion regarding competency back in March and said he was gonna have her evaluated. Has she ever been evaluated? No. So my thought was to go ahead and revoke the bond so that she could get evaluated quickly. I know you don't like that, but I figured if anything, Hughes Division 10, I don't remember who Division 10 is, but it doesn't matter.
But Your Honor, I would ask that you revoke and double as opposed to holding her at no bond.
Okay. State, have any preference?
Your Honor, she has next to no history, understanding that she does it, well, no, she's not escalating. She's continuing to have issues, Your Honor. Revoke and double, I think it would still maybe give her a moment's pause, which may allow the defense to still get that evaluation.
Okay. So she's out on an ROR because of that. Here's what I will do then. So in regards to this case, which is the 2022 MM7996AO, I am finding probable cause. It's assigned to Division 50. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent her. I'm gonna set her bond at $1,000. She's to have no contact with her sister. She's to maintain a separate residence from her. And she's not to possess any weapons or firearms or any illicit substances or alcoholic beverages. And then in regards to 2021 CF 15127AO, I'll go ahead and revoke the ROR. I will issue a bond of,
Yeah. Can we approach?
sure. I'm gonna leave it in Division 10's hands, and if they want to set a bond hearing, I will let them, I'll get in touch with the judge and let them know, but I am gonna revoke the ROR and set the bond at none.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And it's, she's out on pretrial release, so you're gonna revoke it?
Oh, she's on PTR? Okay, then yes, ma'am, I'll revoke the PTR and set the bond at none. Thank you. Are you Eric Williams? Hi, Mr. Williams. Were you born on November 3rd of 1997? No. Okay. So, Mr. Williams, let me just look at one thing. So without telling me anything about the facts of the case or why you got arrested, I know your dad made comments about not wanting you to come back home. You have someplace else you could stay for a while? Okay, okay. So let's do this. In case number 2022 MM7999AO, I am finding that there's probable cause. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. I am going to release you on to pretrial release with the conditions that you have no contact with your mom at this time. So the officer's asking you to sign the no contact order. Obviously, I realize it's your mom and it's probably not going to be for the rest of your life, but just until you get in front of Judge McGinnis to change this, you're not to have any contact with your mother. So obviously, that means you can't go back to her house. If you can find someplace else to live, you just need to maintain a separate residence. If you need to get any belongings from your home, you may do so one time with law enforcement officers. I am going to include that you not possess any illicit substances or alcoholic beverages while you're on release. Do you have any questions for me? Okay, you're all set. Thank you. Officer, do you need me? No worries. And you are John Carl Fleming?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Fleming, were you born on June 12th of 1968? Okay. So, sir, this is a Seminole County warrant for your arrest for a violation of probation. They have set your bond at none, and usually Seminole will come and pick you up within the next 24 hours, okay? Good luck to you, sir. Thank you. Lorraine McKell Irvin?
Yes, ma'am.
And Miss Irvin, were you born on December 30th of 1997?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, ma'am, you're here on a warrant out of Brevard County for a violation of pretrial release. They have set your bond at $25,000. Brevard likes those high bonds. Okay. So, Brevard, you do have the ability to bond out with $25,000. Otherwise, Brevard will usually come and pick you up within the next 24 hours. Okay? Good luck to you, ma'am. Thank you.
Hand bond out, because there was a hold.
That's for the Brevard.
CT?
How about Karima Moore? Or Karima?
She refused, Your Honor.
She refused? Okay. So in her case, she has a warrant out of Broward County.
Your Honor, that's the defendant who used her sister's information.
Oh, this is the one. And she's refusing to come and see me? You know what? Then she can sit in jail. What? I'm about to let her out and she doesn't want to come and see me? That's fine with me. She can come back tomorrow. Huh?
She's coming tomorrow. She has a failure to appear warrant under her name.
Under her name. Oh. So apparently she got picked up using her sister's name, and what she failed to realize is that her sister had a warrant. So I was going to tell her that I was going to let her out on the warrant that she got picked up on, but apparently she has another warrant that's actually in her name, so now she doesn't want to come to court.
Okay.
But what's funny is the warrant for the out-of-county was an ROR anyway, but well, you need to use a sister that's never been in trouble before, so. Okay, well, let me do this officially so I don't need to see her, at least until I see her on her own warrant. So the felony warrant out of Broward County, which is a third-degree theft with an ROR. Let's see. It's my understanding that the fingerprints came back and she does not match that name. And so I will go ahead and release her as to this warrant, and then Broward County can issue another warrant if they would like. Okay, good morning, sir. Are you Cameron Allen?
Yes, ma'am.
And were you born on March 25th of 1988?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I have you here on case number 2022 CF2010AO. This is in regards to a violation of probation. The bond has been set at none. I will go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. I'm assuming that you are being held based on the 2022 CF9244AO, which you got released on an ROR, but those are the charges for which violated his probation.
Your Honor, do you have a new law for?
Oh, then I have another charge. I'm sorry, I didn't see the new law violation. Okay. Well, let me back up just a little bit. So in regards to 2022 CF 13763AO, I apologize. That is for a charge of possession of cocaine. I am finding that there's probable cause. I'll set the bond at $1,000 on that case, and appoint the public defender's office. Have the charges been filed on the 2022 CF 9244 AO? I apologize, I didn't look at that.
I didn't either, Your Honor. Per defense, yes, the charges have been filed, Your Honor.
Okay. You know what, he's out on an ROR, the VOP is gonna hold him anyway, so I'll just take no action on the new law violation. Or on the case that he's currently being held for no bond. Division 20, 22, yeah, you just got charges all over the place, okay. Okay, next I have Douglas Houghton.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, were you born July 25th of 1983?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You're here on 2021 CF 311AO. This is a violation of community control probation. Your bond has been set at none. Were you wanting me to appoint the public defender's office?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I will go ahead and do that. This is assigned to Division 10. They can get you in front of that judge to see about a bond hearing, okay? Good luck to you, sir. Thank you. Tamarick Mosley McNeil. Hi, good morning, sir. Is your date of birth December 29th of 1999?
Yes, ma'am.
I have you here on 2019 CF 10491AO. This is a violation of probation signed by Judge Roach. She has set your bond at none. I will go ahead and appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Okay, good luck to you, sir. Thank you. Angel Rodriguez. Mr. Rodriguez, were you born January 24th of 1994? Okay, so I have you here on 2021 CF 2AO. This is a violation of probation. Judge Calderon signed. He's set your bond at none. I will go ahead. Did you want me to appoint the public defender's office to represent you? Or do you have your own attorney? Public defender? Okay, we'll go ahead and appoint them to represent you. And that's in Division 12, so they'll get you back in front of Judge Calderon, okay? Good luck to you, sir. Thank you. Corey Stanley.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Stanley, were you born on October 7th of 1994?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, sir, you're here on 2020 CF 15138AO. This is a violation of probation warrant that was signed by Judge Alvaro. He set your bond at none. I will go ahead and appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and they'll try to get you back in front of Judge Alvaro regarding a bond hearing later. Thank you. And this would be Judson Jujiste? Okay, and sir, were you born on May 16th of 1984?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, sir, I'm showing that you're here regarding a violation of probation in case number 2020 CT 942AW. Judge Gibson signed this warrant. She set your bond at none. I will go ahead and appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and they can try to get you back in front of her for a bond hearing, okay? Good luck to you, sir. Thank you. Okay. So next I have the Jimmy Christmas 33-day motions. Okay, so Ms. Eugene, we'll just go through. The first case I have Alfonso Allen Reynolds, 22 CF 12582AO.
Your Honor, a motion to extend the ROR was filed. I apologize, I need to print out the order for you if you are going to approve it, but it was us because it's a drug case and we have issues with FDLE. A copy of the order has already been provided to defense. And it's December 6th would be the 40th day, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. George, your thoughts?
Objection, Your Honor.
No objection? Okay.
I'll provide the order, Your Honor. I do apologize.
Okay, I'll go ahead and I'll hold that one out, and when you get me that order, I'll sign that one.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The next case I have is Rodney Dale Ziegler Jr., 22 CF 10126AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
Today's the 29th. Next, I have Tony Anthony Key, 22 CF 12599AO.
Denied and information was filed.
Jeremy Justin Harris, 22 CF 12628AO.
Granted, case was no billed.
Sydney Henry, 22 CF 12544AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
Timothy Horton, 22 MM 461AA.
Denied, information was filed.
James Dominic Trovato, 22 CF 12585AO.
Denied, information was filed.
Adrian S. Canal, 22 CF 11038AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
22 Billy Noel, 22 CF 11286AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
DeAndre Green, 22 CF 12505AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
Kelvin Lee, 22 CF 12457AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
Charday LaShawn Fowler, 22 CF 10094AO.
Denied, information was filed.
Temesta Vanessa Roberts, 22 CF 12589AO.
I apologize, Your Honor. Can you repeat the name?
Yes, ma'am. Temesta Vanessa Roberts.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
Whitley Braylon Turner, 22 CF 12533AO.
Granted, notice of a non-filing.
Saprente Jamar Collins, 22 MM 7220AO.
Granted, case was no billed.
Tiffany Nicole Godden, 22 CF 11277AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
Nelson Ivan Figueroa, 22 CF 12536AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
Andrew James Owens, 22 CF 12401AO.
Denied, information was filed.
Glenn Batzer, 22 CF 12602AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
Then there's another Glenn Batzer, 22 CF 12603.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
Ricardo Acevedo Boria, 22 CF 12526AO.
Granted. Notice of non-filing.
Bryant Alexander Roberson, 22 CF 12578AO.
Granted. Notice of non-filing.
Amber Giles, 22 CF 12454AO.
Denied. Information was filed.
And that was all I had. That was a lot.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes. For the morning? So that's everything for this morning. It is currently 10:41. What time do you guys want to come back?
Can we come back at 11:45, Your Honor?
11:45?
Yes, please.
Is that okay with you guys? Okay, we'll come back at 11:45 then. We'll be in recess until that time. Thank you.